Welcome to our presentation of the web portal POI3D.com, a solution for 3D model-based information exchange and asynchronous collaboration. With POI3D.com you can upload and share 3D models from CAD formats with other users. There is no need to install additional software. Users can access the 3D models directly in the web browser. We can handle standard CAD formats like STEP, 3D XML and JT and provide direct export, for example from Autodesk Revit. Upload and share 2D documents with other users. We support 2D PDF, multi-page TIFF, and all common image formats. Create workgroups to access the documents and 3D models. Only users which are part of a workgroup have access to the uploaded documents. Add annotations to the documents and models to support an information exchange which is based on specific parts of your model. We can create image and text annotations, highlighted areas and information points which references to external websites. Add 3D positions in a virtual reality environment to identify specific locations. Architects and plant designers can provide viewing points to their customers to give a visual impression or show the location of specific components. Add instructions to 3D models to facilitate maintenance work. Compare two 3D models to show structural differences. Here are some advantages of our solution. Security. The uploaded models are only available to the owner and members of the corresponding workgroups. Access to the models by unauthorized persons is prevented. Your know-how is protected because only representations of the 3D models are used in the portal. The original data stays in your hands. You also have the option of hosting the portal yourself. This gives you the control over the system so that you are completely independent. Performance. Due to the small file size, the models are loaded very quickly despite of the high resolution and are displayed with a high level of detail. Special performance optimizations also enable the handling of large models with several thousand components. Simplicity. The software is very easy to use and is intuitive to the user. Collaboration with other users can therefore take place without special training. Mobility. The portal is also designed for access with mobile devices. You can use the full range of functions on the go and, for example, include photos of the current location in the discussion. Accessibility. You do not need to integrate or install expensive special applications. The functions are available ad hoc on almost any hardware without installation. Here are some examples for the potential areas of application. Engineers who want to discuss their design with external partners. Architects who want to give their customers an impression of the building. Plant designers who want to provide the design to their clients during development. Manufacturers who want to facilitate assembling at the customer's site. Booth builders who want to provide documents and models to their colleagues during the installation. Every company who want to give their customers a 3D model-based digital representation of the product they have delivered. Are you interested in getting more information? Just watch the following examples in this video or try out the portal for yourself by clicking the Start button. There is no login needed for testing. To support the familiarization, additional help videos are available in the question mark entry at the end of the menu bar. The following samples show scenarios in various areas where the different participants are displayed in separate browser windows with different background colors. In the first sample, A designer has created a 3D model and a corresponding drawing and wants to share these documents with the client. To do so, he has created a workgroup and has invited the client to this workgroup. The client opens the 3D model and realizes that the design needs to be overworked. There must be an additional ledge in the frame design to fit into the local environment. In addition to that, the total height must be reduced. To give the designer a better impression, he creates a sketch and adds it as an image attachment to the 3D model. The annotations are grouped and displayed in the annotation browser. Annotations, which are added to the model and documents, are shared between subscribers of the same workgroup. In the drawing document, he creates a highlighted area and a text annotation to identify the needed change. When the designer opens the model, the annotations which the customer has created are shown in the model and the drawing. The designer can add additional annotations which are shared with the client and are collected in a new group. The next sample shows a use case where maintenance work must be done for a facility model. The model has around 15,000 components and is loaded to the manufacturer's viewer. The manufacturer now creates instructions which are referenced to specific components of the model. Instructions are used to identify model components, which should be managed in a specific way. These instructions can hold 3D position information which can be shown in virtual reality mode to localize the corresponding components easier. When the maintenance worker opens the shared model, He is directly informed which actions must be taken to meet the instructions. In this sample, a design engineer has created a motor, and an external design engineer has been asked to create a derivation construction for a different purpose. The internal and the external design engineer have shared their own models in a common workgroup. Each of them can now load the design of the correspondent engineer, and can check the differences of the two designs. The structural differences and similarities can be shown in a common visualization view and in the structure browsers. The next sample shows how architects can share the design of planned buildings with their clients to facilitate design discussions. The architect loads the 3D model into his model space and invites the client to the common work group. He defines viewing points in virtual reality mode to identify the points of interest. In architectural models, viewer positions are used to identify specific locations inside of the model. These positions are used to give a first visual impression before the building is created. When the client opens the shared model, he can directly visualize the viewing points defined from the architect. By clicking on the locator icons, the viewer is positioned to the predefined viewpoints. The positioning can also be established by selecting the correspondent location entries. The client can move freely within the model and can add additional viewing positions or annotations. For a deeper introduction about the viewing possibilities, please start the viewer and watch the help videos. Thank you for your attention.